Hi guys, it's Jeff here from Australian Stock Watch. What a day it has been. Afterpay, ZIP, BNPL. The BNPL sector has been going crazy today. There must be a lot of people who saw this coming, but it has been a total downer today with the price just falling like a sharp knife, and many might have got hurt. ZIP, Afterpay. I'm surprised that Afterpay actually didn't drop as much as I would think it would, but ZIP totally crashed today. I suppose I do not know if QuadPay, the US company that they just bought into, had a factor in it getting more beaten up today in the downtrend. But definitely the news of PayPal, which is a big player in the financial niche, entering this segment is something definitely that is we shouldn't be taking very lightly if we are, putting money into BNPL companies. All right, so let's have a look at how we did today. So let me just take you through a closer look of what went on today. So that's 10 o'clock Sydney time. It's 8 o'clock WA time that the market starts. So as you can see, that's not a one-day chart. That is a one-day chart. Just give me a moment. I'll take out the simple moving average line over there, indicator over there. So let me just go to the normal one-day chart. Now that's chart of the ZIP on the ASX. So I'll show you opening and closing price for today. Just before we do that, this is only general advice. An Australian stock watch has not considered your personal financial needs, objectives, or current situation. So this is information is not an offer, solicitation, or a recommendation for any financial product unless expressly stated. You should seek professional investment advice before making any investment decision. And so we are just discussing the facts that happened today and having a look at these buy now, pay later companies. So as you can see over there, Afterpay Limited, current price $82.50, and it had quite a bit of up and down. You can say it's only 1.89% down today. But if you have a look at the opening price, it was 83.69, and the high was 83.92, and the low was 73.68. So 70 to 83, that's almost like a $10 difference in just one day. So imagine how much loss you could have made or how much gain you could have made if you see the other way in today's market, where it's jumped so high and jumped so low. So that was a massive variance over there in today's price figures for APT, even though it did not do too bad overall, with the price picking up, and it's only a 1.89% difference at the end of the day that is down. So it's just $1.59. If you have a look at ZIP Company Limited in comparing it to Afterpay, that's 11.64% difference over there that has gone down. So ZIP code totally got hammered. As you can see, the open price was 7.26 and the low price was $6.57. So I mean, it's between the high price and the low price, it wasn't much, but the percentage wise it's dropped so much. So you can see that over there. It's I mean, with 11.64%, that's a big drop. So obviously these two buy now pay later companies in the Australian domain has definitely gone through a few ups and downs today, making it really hurting people who have been investing in the buy now pay later niche. So let me take a closer look at what happened and how it happened today. So as you can see at 10:08, when the market opened for all investors, it was 7.26. So this is basically what I'm showing you is the course of sales of orders that's come through on the ASX, starting from 10 o'clock, which is opening time. So you can see the price was at that point of time 7.26. And let's just go back to the chart over here. So if you can see, the chart says 710. However, I mean, prices start to move just prior to opening as well, before markets. So as you can see from there, it just dropped down a sharp drop right up to 693. Now we'll go back, that's the price chart, and that's in 1 hour variance. But I'll just show you, let's go back to this one. So you can see at 10:08, that's what we got. Then you can see a big number over here. It's still 10:08.51. These orders are just going through, but you can see a little big one over here, 49,927 value. So that's at the same time. So go back. Let's try and see if we can go to that exact time over here. I'll expand it a little bit. Okay. So we got between 10, so 10 o'clock starts right over there. You can see that big drop over there. Let's expand it a little bit more. So now you got the 10 and 10:30 over there, so it's split between 10:15, which is over there. And so 10:08 would come somewhere around there. Let's see if we can zoom in a little bit more. Oh, there you go, 10:10 is over there. 10 o'clock, 10:10, 10:20. So 10:10 is right over there. So 10:08 would be right over there when that 49,000 worth of value of shares was dropped into the sell basket. Let me see if I can go a little bit inside there. So that's 10:05 and 10:10 over there. So should be somewhere right over here where the 49,000 value of ZIP shares was sold. Sorry, yeah, that's my BNPL 2020 watch list. As you can see, APT, ZIP, Sezzle, Splitit, FXL, OPY, OpenPay. Those are all the Australian buy now pay later companies, and I keep on watching that because this is the hot sector right now. Pretty much a hot potato right now. Many people dropping it. So yeah, sorry for getting sidetracked with that charts over there. Let's go back to that. So as you can see, you can exactly, if you zoom into these charts over here, you can get the exact timing of what happened where, along with the course of sales showing the timings over there. So we know at 10:08.51 there was a lot of orders coming through. There was a big one at 49,927. Let's see until what time was those orders just slamming through on a sell. So there you go, 15,000 over there. That's a big number. It's still the same time. There's another 17,000 worth of shares sold. There you go, another 65,000 worth of shares sold on ZIP over there. 9,000 worth of shares, that's $7.26. Now that, I do not know how much that contributed towards a more of a sell-off, people saying just getting sold and selling off even further. But that's a big number, 67,000. Let's see what other big numbers. It's still 10:08 over here. And we can see some smaller numbers in there. 18,150. Okay, let's just scroll. 12,922. And let's go zoom. Let's say, let me see if I can get a different time frame. Okay, that's not helping. Oh, yeah, you go. Let's change to 10:10. And 10:10, the numbers are still small, but you get the idea. I mean, you can see it was 7.26. The price is going to 7.02 right now. So it is dropping fast at 10:10. That was 10:08, now it's 10:10. And you can still see now the small parcels of shares going through at 10:10, $12,218 dollars value of shares. That's only 1,743. Let's see if there's any big numbers in there. No. That's 1,000, 7,000. That's 701, so that's 7,000. So let's look for a big number over here and see if we can catch a big one. That's 2,400 for 16,848 at 7:02. That's at 10:10 p.m. So let's have a look at the chart again. 10:10 is right about over here when it hit a little bit of a rock bottom at the start of the day and then started climbing up a little bit. So let's go to the chart again and see if it starts climbing up after 10:10 is over. So it's right now it's 7:02. It was started climbing up to 7:05, 7:06, as you can see. Okay, let's scramble. 3,300. That's a 23,000 value of shares sold. Okay, here we go. 1,320, 9,279. I'm waiting for that jump to pick up from a lower number to a higher price from 10:10. So let's say it's 10:11 over here. So okay, so 7:09. It's having its lowest. Still had a bit of a lower volume over there. People are still saying 1,136, 7,000. So it's got to 699 over here at 10:11. I think it should start picking up at this stage. Probably no, it's jumping up and down. 699 cent. Okay, so that was the lowest point. I suppose 699. Is that 699? Yeah, somewhere down there. 692, 93, 699, 692. So that was the lowest point, as you can see from over there. And then it picked up a little bit. 701, 1011, 1011. That's way about right about there. 1010, 1011. So it should be picking up right about now. So 702. Okay, 701, 699. It goes a bit further. So there's a lot. As you can imagine, this is split seconds. 10, 11, 14 seconds. 10 minutes, 10, 11, 14. So that's the time. So you can see at this point of time, so many trades took place. So that's our minutes and seconds. So that 1 second, so many trades go through. So we are looking for a pickup over here. 691, 1011 is still 1011. Hundreds and thousands of trades. Let us see when it goes back. So it's still in the 696 over there. So that's where the dip was. So we're just trying to have a look at today what happened to ZIP and when did it change. So it at 10:12 it jumped up to $7 again. So there was from 699 and 689 to sort of jumped up to 7. So it had a little bit of a pullback over there, as you can see at 10:12. And it's struggling. It's going up and down at this stage at 10:11 and 10:12. As you can see, some sellers are still getting through in there, but then it's starting to steady on and go down again. 10:12. Okay, so 10:12, 10:12. I mean, today's day was pretty much, more of a selling day. So you'd probably see that happen all the time throughout the trading day. as you can see, I mean, it's just going 10. We've reached 10.13, and it's still in there at that 693. Let's just go and say, all right, here we go. So this is where things started to change at 10.19.50. So from the 698.99, it's turned to $7, and you can see some buys. You can see the sells, the buys, the sells still happening, but now it's a higher price. So people are getting a higher price now, which means the prices are rising. And as you can see now, it's a mixed bag. It's going a little bit up, a little bit down, a little bit up, a little bit down. And that will continue throughout the day. But that was the lowest point, as you can see over there. And then it started a steady rise. And then around 10:20, 22 or something, 22, 23, it took its peak again at that point of time at $7.19. And then again, sellers started jumping in. So yeah, I suppose from this to this and this, that was the lowest point, and people thought that's how low it would go, and they started buying in. And then you see another sell happen over there, and then it plateaus over there, and then continues to go down, and then it stabilizes till it closes market at 690. Well, no, it doesn't close market at 690. It closes. Let's have a look. Let's go back to the normal chart at 706. So if you see the day's chart over here, you can see a big dip right at the start, and then buyers thought that's the lowest point over there at 693, and they started buying, and then a bigger sell happened, and a bigger sell, and then it that's where it went at as low as 6.58, and then started climbing up again until sellers started taking hold of it again. So you can see, I mean, this is the best way to see what's going on and analyze where the buyers and sellers painted a picture of Zip today on the market where it got trashed. As you can see, I mean, you can't really tell for sure, but I mean, you could look at those big sells in there and definitely make assumptions as to, I mean, was there certain what you call stop loss orders at some point. So when it opened at such a low price, was there stop loss orders that make it fall to that certain level, and then again it jumped, and then it reached here at that same point, and was there new stop loss orders put in there, or was there already existing ones that was beyond below 693, because that was a sharp jump down, and that was a cliffhanger in there. So there was definitely I couldn't say definitely, but I mean that deep dive down definitely gives me the feeling that there could have been some stop loss orders at that point of time, which just made it crash down to that levels. And that's where probably some buy orders kicked in, conditional buy orders kicked in, and then it started jumping. So you never really know with the markets, was it small mom and dad investors that made the stock really crash, or was it big players with their stop loss orders that brought it down even further than it should have? But the graphs sort of give you an indication of what happened that day, and you could possibly make some assumptions. If you're in the know with big trading firms, you probably know a little bit more, but this gives you an idea of what happened today. Now, just to give you an idea of all the buy now pay later companies, did I take you to that? Yes, I did. So those were the prices for today. So some of the top companies in the buy now, pay later space in Australia today and overseas. This list gives you a couple of ones you probably know or don't know. So there's Afterpay, Aussie darling of the Australian stock market. Klarna, I don't know how you say that, but yeah, that's a European buy now, pay later firm that's also in the US now. QuadPay, which was a good BNPL one in the US, now taken over by Zip. Sezzle on the ASX. Affirm is another one that's also in the buy now, pay later in the US, and our very own Splitted as well. I've had a few in and out trades on Splitted for the last couple of years. Made a little bit of money, but I've just sort of got into Zip. Afterpay I'm not going to touch because the price is too high for me at this stage. But Zip is definitely at that level where I can take a little bit of a risk on my plate. So these are the big top companies in the BNPL space right now. Let's just go back to the pros and cons of this niche to customers. So what are the pros? Well, why would you go for Afterpay or Zip? Easy credit. Yeah, it's easy to get money to do a bit of shopping. Easy to pay back. So apparently you can pay back this in 4 payments, but you could pay back via bank or even via credit cards. So it becomes easy to pay back, and you don't pay any fees if it's paid on time. If you pay those 4 installments on time, you don't actually incur any extra fees. Let me just take you, while we are on that, I might as well take you to the website to show you how it works. So I'm going on the Afterpay website. How does Afterpay work? So Afterpay, you pay your first installment at the time of purchase and the remainder every fortnight. So that's every 15 days. So pretty much you paid in 4 installments with the first one on purchase because you're not paying the full amount up front. And when you pay it on time, you don't have any fees. You get instant approval because it's a small loan. How it works. So if you're shopping online on the internet, browse your favorite stores, just choose Afterpay as your payment method, create an account with Afterpay and complete your purchase. It's that easy. So if you're online, it's not a big problem. If you're in store in a shop as well, it's not a big problem. It's not a big hassle as such. All you need to do is download the Afterpay app and instantly create your account and scan your barcode, that is your Afterpay barcode, and check out and complete your purchase. So that's how you do it. So it does tell us that, you do need the Afterpay app to shop in store or even online. But they made it so easy. You just use the app and you're in. So it's kind of e-wallet kind of thing that is there, which we'll come to that later on e-wallets. But let's have a look. I've just come to the Zipco page, which tells you about Zip. So Zip tells you the same thing. Apply for your Zip account and make as many purchases as you want to your limit. 0% interest free. They give you a little bit of context here. Today, buy a dress, $100, nothing to pay. Tomorrow, buy a TV, $750, nothing to pay. So they both kind of work on the same kind of method of payment. So 0% interest-free period, and for 3 months, and after that, obviously get charged a little bit. And there's other minimum repayments in there for Zip money. So they both work in the same kind of niche where you have you pay off the money in 4 installments. So Coming back to that, now PayPal has affected Zip and Afterpay in a big way. Now we do not know. This is just the news that they're launching into the market that has affected these two stocks. But Zip and Afterpay are well entrenched in the Australian market, and they've got first mover advantage in the US market as well. So that definitely counts for something. But PayPal has got a big reach, as you can see, in digital wallets. So in the US, they're pretty popular. They're sitting at 76% after with Amazon and Visa checkout for known as VMe. I didn't know what that's about. But these are all the e-wallets that are there, and obviously Amazon and Visa are number 2 and number 3. I mean, God forbid if people are owning a lot of stocks and Visa and MasterCard decides to get in on this game and do it really well, then that could really hurt Afterpay and Split It and Zip and Sezzle and all the BNPL sector. So as you can see, yep, it's pretty popular in the US. So if that's a big market chunk, then that could definitely get affected by any big players coming into that market. So I wanted to show you something else as well. Oh, let's get back into the topic over here. So I did say about the pros of BNPL to customers. Now, just the cons of BNPL to customers. So if you're a customer, what are the bad points of signing up for the buy now pay later service? You can definitely get into more debt sooner than you thought you would, and your credit rating can go bad if you don't pay in time and you get reported. Your credit file is at risk. As I told you, Aussie BNPL companies first mover advantage. They have already captured a significant Australian and UK markets and made inroads into the US markets as well. As I told you, just then, risk of investing in Aussie BNPL companies. The big players entering the same niche. That's already happened. PayPal has just got in. Now we do not know how good they're going to be in this niche or how it'll play out. They do seem to have a big chunk of the e-wallet business in the US, but how well they play this out, we do not know at this stage, but they definitely have the resources to do that. So the other big players, if they do decide to come in on this, like Visa or MasterCard or the big banks, Commonwealth Bank, ANZ, Westpac, we do not know, but if they do decide to come in with their own individual platforms, or as for BNP, buy now pay later, that could be a risk to the existing companies as well. So that's a bit of a risk over there. We can already see that happening at this stage. But has it been overdone today? We do not know at this stage because as I said, I mean, the companies as such, they are already well captured of that market share. And if they are catering well to that market share and still expanding, I mean, they could still be that, value in owning stock. But at the same time, it just depends on how much more market share is captured by any big players that are planning to enter this space. So let's just go back into market today. As you can see, Afterpay is in the top decliners over there. Afterpay is one of them. Couldn't see anything on this list over here, but yep. So coming back to our list of buy now pay later 2020, those are all the top companies right now on the Australian market. What are your thoughts on this? Should you continue to hold your stock that you've already bought? Should you sell it down while it's still a reasonable price, or should you still hold on to it? Well, I cannot give you any advice on that, but yeah, make your own decision, do your own research. As I said, I mean, I've given you a little bit of information on this. Investing is a very tricky game, so you do have to take the risk into account and only put in money that you're willing to lose. So good luck with the buy now pay later sector. And if you're already invested, all I can say is hope that price climbs back sooner rather than later, back to the levels that you wanted to make some profit out of it. That's all for today. Goodbye.